truth about sugar and how it affects your weight loss journey. Are you eating healthy, but you're still stuck with the belly fat and the cravings and the exhaustion? It might be sugar, and not just the obvious kind, in your biscuits and your Ben & Jerry's. Today I want to break down for you how sugar sabotages your fat loss, your energy and your mood, even if you're eating the right kind. Oh yes, agave syrup, I'm looking at you. By the end of this video, you're going to understand why sugar keeps you hungry even after you've eaten, why even natural sugars spike insulin and block your fat burning, and how to spot the hidden sugars or the hidden sugar traps that are derailing your progress, even in healthy or so-called healthy foods like hummus and oat milk. Plus, I'm going to show you what to eat instead to lose fat, boost your energy, and stop your cravings in their tracks. Now, I used to be the queen of low-fat yogurts and dried fruits, and I was doing all the right things and wondering why I was still absolutely starving all the time, gaining weight and falling asleep mid-afternoon. It wasn't until I gave up sugar, even the sneaky sugars, that the fat started to fall off and my brain came back online and my cravings disappeared. I haven't touched a snack bar in 2 years and I haven't wanted one. Part 1. What is sugar really doing in the body? Let's start with the basics. When you eat sugar, and that includes the bread, the pasta, the cereal, even the rice cakes, your blood sugar spikes. Because naturally, circulating in our bloodstream, we only have just less than 1 teaspoon of sugar. That's the maximum amount that our body can naturally cope with. So when your blood sugar spikes, that spike triggers insulin, which is the hormone whose job it is to get sugar out of the blood and into storage. That's what insulin is meant to do for us. So the problem is, insulin is also a fat-storing hormone, and while it's in charge, fat burning is completely switched off. It's like a metabolic bouncer, if you like, and if he's on duty, no one's getting into the fat-burning VIP lounge. So insulin's not the bad guy. You need it. We need it. It's absolutely essential. People who don't have insulin, who are the type 1 diabetics, they have to inject it. Otherwise, they would die really quickly. So if you're constantly snacking and you're sipping the lattes and you're eating the carb-heavy meals, your insulin's always up. And if insulin's always up, you never, ever burn any fat. Part 2. The sneaky ways sugar keeps you hungry. Here's where it gets even sneakier. So sugar lights up the brain's dopamine pathway. This is the same one that's activated by drugs like cocaine. That hit makes you feel really good, but it's very temporarily, and then it crashes really hard. So what do? You reach for some more sugar. This is why you can eat a bowl of cereal for breakfast and be completely starving, literally an hour later. Or porridge. People love to eat porridge for breakfast. I used to love porridge. I used to eat a huge bowl of it because I thought it would fill me up. I was still hungry an hour or 2 later. And it's also why that healthy oat bar turns into a 5-biscuit binge. Why you can never stop with one biscuit or one cookie. Because sugar overrides your hunger and your fullness hormones like leptin and ghrelin, and your body literally forgets how to tell when it's full. Your cravings are not a lack of willpower. They are a biochemical hijack. And I'm back on the beach for the morning light in Castelldefels in Spain, and it's just, look at the sky, it's so beautiful this morning. Part 3, the healthy sugars that are just as bad. So let's talk about the stuff hiding in plain sight. You've got things like your agave syrup, higher in fructose than high fructose corn syrup. Just think about that for a moment. Let me let that sink in. We think of agave syrup as being one of the healthy ones, but actually it's higher in fructose than high fructose corn syrup. And if you've been trying to avoid that one, then you should also be thinking very hard about agave. You've got things like dates and coconut sugar. Dates are lower in sugars, but they will still spike your insulin. And coconut sugar the same. Lower on the glycemic index than actual sugar, but still no good for us. If you have dates, I keep dates in my freezer because last year when I was really, really coming off sugar big time and I was going completely low carb, you get those points where you just want something sweet, and there's nothing sweet. You're not supposed to eat anything sweet because when you're coming off sugar, the easiest way to do it is to go completely cold turkey, but sometimes that's really hard. So I have kept some dates in the freezer because they get chewy when they're frozen, and I'd just have a date if I was like really needed something. But they will still spike your blood sugar. Honey and maple syrup, natural, yes, but your body still sees them as sugar. And don't get me started on fruit smoothies. I used to think those were healthy. Would you sit down and eat 4 bananas, 2 apples and a mango? No, of course you wouldn't. But you blend them all into a big smoothie and drink the whole thing. There's not even any chewing involved. And you just, when you drink your calories, you can drink a lot more of them. You drink them all in one go. No fibre to slow down the sugar hit. You've mashed up the fibre matrix and blended it, so there's no fibre to chew up to slow everything down. And then you wonder why your energy tanks by 11 a.m. Part 4, the glucose, insulin, fat connection. So here's where the fat loss bit comes in. When your insulin is up, your body's storing, as in it's not burning. So if your insulin's high, fat burning's off the table. It's packing fat away, especially around the belly and around the liver. And when you keep sugar and insulin high over time, you become eventually insulin resistant. Now, what does that mean? This means the cells stop responding properly, so the pancreas has to make even more insulin. And then you stay locked in fat storage mode, even if you're eating less. This is how people end up gaining weight, even if they're only eating 1,200 calories a day, which is nothing. It's like way less than we need to survive long term. It's into starvation level because it's not just the calories, it's the hormones. So I'm filming this morning on the beach in Castor de Fels. Look at this. Let me just show you how lovely it is out here this morning. Technically, dogs aren't allowed on the beach, but nobody seems to worry too much if we do it early. Do they, Mikey? In a minute, I'm going to go over to a little cafe over there and have some breakfast. Part 5, how to cut sugar and still feel satisfied. So no, I'm not saying never eat cake again, but if you're serious about your fat loss or getting your energy back up again, or reversing brain fog, that's a big one, or sleeping better, sugar has to go. Here's what to do instead. So number 1, front load your meals with your proteins and your fats. Eggs and steak will beat cereal and toast every time. Ditch the snacks, really. You'll survive. Number 3, swap sweet drinks for water with salt, bear with me, and lemon. Or lime. Your adrenals will thank you. Salty water is hard to get used to initially, but you do get used to it. And if you put a bit of lime in it, it tastes quite nice. Eat your carbs wisely. Think squash, carrots, sweet potatoes, not oat milk and crackers. And try a reset. Try 30 days without sugar. It can work miracles. And no, you won't die. Because we've been sold a lie that fat makes you fat, that sugar is natural, that calories are all that matter. Meanwhile, obesity is exploding, diabetes is absolutely everywhere, and everyone's knackered. Enough. Your body was built to thrive on real food, not chemical sludge and fruit concentrate. And yes, it might feel really hard at first, but once you're off the blood sugar roller coaster, you're going to feel better than you've felt in years. If this resonated, and I bet it did, please download my free guide. There's a link in the description. 10 hidden sugars that are sabotaging your fat loss. And don't forget to subscribe. Only about 10% of you watching actually are subscribed, so then you won't miss what's coming next. And it really helps me build my channel. Please let me know in the comments what sugar was the hardest for you to give up, or what are you still struggling with? And that counts, that includes the things like bread. Bread turns into sugar in the body. I know it's only bread, and I know there's no added sugar, but the body still turns starches into sugar. And if you want support while you ditch sugar for good, check out my maximum fat loss program. The details are all on my website. Hopefully nobody's pinched my flip-flops. No, there they are. I hope you enjoyed this short video on sugar, why it's so important to cut it out, why we really don't want it in our bodies. I'm off to get some breakfast. I'm going to go for eggs without any bread. And I will hopefully see you on my very next video. If you've enjoyed this one, you might like one of these two next. From Casta de Fels in Spain. Cheerio for now.